Hello, welcome to Zulf Photography. Today I'm going to be covering some frequently asked questions about action cameras, especially cheap action cameras. What I'll do is I'll actually answer a few of the questions that I got. So I got some questions on my Goodman's action camera video, which I made a while ago. That's a 1080p action camera, and there were some questions which I thought it's probably best I answer them and give you some information because they're good questions. It's just the case some people that are new to action cameras will need to understand that action cameras are designed to give you good footage that you wouldn't normally get. So mobile phones actually get, in the most part, get better footage than action cameras, because action cameras have a smaller sensor and the quality is not excellent. But what you'll get from an action camera is that extra feel in your photos, so you can actually chuck the camera about. You'll get shots which are a bit more risky. So straight to some of these questions. Do I need to buy a microphone? Was a question. So action cameras can be used to take footage. Most of the cheap ones don't have a mic port. A recent 4K action camera I bought has a mic port, so you can actually put a mic to it and use it for vlogging. So for example, if I was using this camera here, which is an action camera, it's actually the Goodman's one, I can plug a mic into it and speak straight into it. And if I was to do that, then you'll get this kind of here. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. But the mic, this doesn't allow you to have a mic, but another one will allow you to have a mic. Another question is, can you get stands for them? This here, I'm actually using a cheap stand, which is a mobile phone type stand. So the legs can be pushed out and pushed in. You can just about see that. And then it's like a mini tripod, basically. But that's an option. So yes, you can mount them with the right mount, which is a cage mount on this one. And I have got a separate video about mounting and how you can mount action cameras. I'll link to that in the cards. So that's a couple of things that I found with a lot of people were asking me. There's a few more. Let's get to those. So what else? Okay, does it or do I need a micro SD card? And the answer is yes, you do. Let me get it right for you. Yes, you do. You need that is in the right size. Action cameras use similar to mobile phones, so that size there. I even show you that a bit closer. But it's basically a micro SD card, which is that. And make sure you get a real one, as in don't get the really cheap ones off eBay. That's not focusing because it's an action camera. Okay, so these you get loads of them. I brought it from Argos. Again, I'll link you in the cards to a playlist which will give you all this information. This is just a quick fire answer. So it's not that big size, which is the SD card. It's the micro SD card. This is an adapter. So that's answering that one. Webcam for streaming. Yes, you can, because this is a Goodman's action camera. You plug in the USB cable. You make sure to take out the SD card, because when the SD card is not in the action camera, then it allows you that PC cam capability. On some action cameras, you have to select the menu behind the screen and use the arrows to go down to PC cam, because other options there are charging or mass storage, which is when you can take pictures of. So yes, you can use it for streaming if you pair it up with Streamlabs, for example, and enter it as a camera. You can use that. I use it for Skype interviews. You may see some of my videos that I've done about that. And the other one is mounting the camera. You can mount it in different ways. I've got some sample footage of having it on a bike. I put it on my chest, on my head. Sometimes I hold it in my mouth. There's different ways you can use it: in water, underwater, with the case. That case there. So there's loads of options and you can get loads of great footage out of it. Different frame rates, I have a separate video about frame rates. You can see examples of a 4K camera which is able to do 4K. Some of these will only be 1080p, and different frame rates you can select in the camera menu. What do you use to put the videos on your phone? So I use my computer. So I put it in the adapter and then into the either laptop or PC, and you can edit it. But if you've got a mobile phone, what I found is you can put the SD card, micro SD card, into your mobile phone, micro SD, and then use a few different types of software, but mostly if you go to the Android market, you can find editing software which lets you edit it if you're editing it. But to play it, AVI, is that right? AVI files, you can play that on VLC media player, so you can at least watch the videos you've recorded. So that was the common questions I've had about the camera. About other things about time lapses and can we use it for time lapsing? Yes, you can. A few of the cameras let you take photos every second, 2 second, 10 second. Again, that's an option in the menu. I've got another video again about that. You'll notice I've made a lot of videos about action cameras because I've slowly progressed from a cheap one I found, and I'm kind of using them in my workflow. So I'm hoping this helps anyone who's thinking about action cameras or have had questions about them. And these are the common ones I've had so far. I'll put a link to the full playlist of action cameras so you can check out the budget cameras I've been looking at, and that will come now. So I'll see you on one of those videos.